background music playing, so it won't be...
We are recording Pog. I was going to do some Roll20 background, so if there is...
All right.
Okay. I don't know if this is the right one that I had. So, everyone ready to begin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, mostly.
All right. Welcome to Pathfinder. Before we begin, I have some knowledge to share with you. What you do with it is up to you. You are free to remember or to forget as you see fit, but know that I am sharing it for a reason. First, birds do not follow classically accepted ideals of morality. Do not expect them to. Second, not all eyes are watching you, but be extra mindful when they seem like they aren't. Third, gods are not people, and people are not gods. It's an easier mistake to make than you might think. Fourth, the laws that govern the behavior of cats are incomprehensible to any non-feline mind. Fifth, you may find friends in unexpected places, but the best ones are found exactly where you need them. Last, all the best mysteries begin in the rain. And the rain comes down hard as each of you make your way down the muddy road towards the faint glimmering of lanterns in the distance. It's been pouring since early afternoon, and even those of you who are pretty much accustomed to sleeping outside at this point have decided to seek shelter in the small town of Ilsurian for the night. For some, this was your destination all along. For others, you're just desperate for one night out of the cold. For all of you, the first buildings coming into view through the sheets of rain are a welcome sight. As one by one you each scramble through the door of the first and only inn that you can see, a well-kept looking place called the Leaping Toad, you are greeted by the sight of an absolutely packed dining room. As you stand, dripping on the floor, just inside the door, you are standing with a cluster of strangers for now. And Joe, would you like to describe your character for me, please?
I absolutely would. A fairly tall, dark-skinned woman, maybe of elven heritage. There's something a little bit off. At the moment, she kind of pulls off a broad-brimmed hat, and you watch her kind of grab the edges of the sodden jacket and sort of shake it out. She's fairly pretty and built very lightly. You can watch as she sort of bobs on her feet as she seems to be doing this snickety kind of shaking the water out of. She's got curly white hair that is at the moment pinned up, and as she pulls back the hat, you can see that it is pinned with this very vivid red comb. As she diversifies herself the coat, you can see that she is in a unseasonal dress with bright yellow flowers across it. She is also currently barefoot. She does not seem to have any weapons or armor.
All right. Parker, would you describe your character for me, please?
Great. Standing in a very respectable sort of 5'11" is one of, I guess, two blue figures.
Yes.
She's a tiefling, with sort of this richly bright blue skin, and just the shock of sort of silver white hair. that is very carefully um, you could it's been kind of ruined a little bit by the rain, but you can see where it would have been sort of carefully and intentionally styled up and back to sort of maneuver it around the two horns that protrude from either side of her head. They emerge from just above and behind the temples, travel up, back, cross over each other in the back of the head, and then the bottoms of them come and curl back around towards the front of her chin. The horns themselves are made of this sort of, or at least they appear to be, a bit like silver metallic in sheen. And you can see very similar of that silver sort of metal bits flaking and dotting her skin, particularly around her hairline, um, the edges of joints, and sort of down the back of her neck. Um, very sort of long, pointed ears, wearing one sort of very classy small ear hoop. She herself is a very handsome sort of figure with a well-defined features and dressed in it classy sort of clothing. It's not overly wealthy per se, but still kind of well kept and well done. A sort of vibrant yellow, honestly probably kind of similar to Aya's yellow. Like a yellow gold sort of dress shirt underneath a black sort of suit vest with a pair of black slacks, both of which have a very similar gold trim on them. She wears a sort of metallic chain necklace that wraps around her horns, and then nice dress shoes that look like they've seen wear. Her tail is also her tail is as she sort of steps in, sort of rolls her head on her neck, pulls the sopping strands of hair back from her face. Her tail moves with some amount of grace and dexterity, as it kind of flicks the water off of it as well. um, and the farther down the tail you get, the more metallic it sort of starts to become, until the very tip of it, which is sort of in a shape of like a spade, looks to be of the same sort of metallic quality as her horns, alongside a couple of ridges on the top. She carries herself very head up, shoulders back. There's a pride to the way she stands, even as she kind of does the not so stately act of drying oneself off from the rain.
Right.
Her eyes are like this. Sorry, her eyes are like a silvery color, and you cannot tell if she has pupils, but you can just tell the difference between her sclera and her iris in the silvery gray.
Excellent. Standing directly next to her, would our other blue dyke like to describe her character?
Yeah. Okay. So standing, she kind of follows in after the other blue dyke. And she stands at about 5'11", with silver white hair that's kind of coiffed back. Despite being having just come from the rain, it looks still really well. She looks still really well put together. Um, and I can only describe her as looking like a younger, blue, pointy-eared Tilda Swinton. Uh, yeah, no, she's dressed in a very finely pressed shirt with a white shirt with a black vest, um, and has a long sweeping trench coat. And by the way, her trench coat and pants, well, their trench coat and pants way too very tight, very, very form fitting. They carry themselves with confidence, and in one hand they have a folder of full briefcase, and another one they have what appears to be a black cane with a silver top. I don't know what the top part of a cane is called. I assume it's just at the top, the grip. I guess the grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and standing beside her is a much taller, very muscular half-orc woman with almost pastel green skin. Uh, she's carrying an umbrella, which probably explains why both of them are very dry. Um, Her hair is long, kind of wavy in a ponytail, and she has a silver streak running through it. Uh, you
And I don't have a token for her.
you don't. I'll make a picker. I forgot to make a picker. I'm so sorry. Um, yeah, no.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, but no, they enter um the establishment, and Skylar's eyes almost just sort of scan the room, looking for something. Uh, and Yeah, no, that is my dike.
Excellent. To take a swerve, let's go to a non-dyke. Ren, if you would like to describe your character.
Whoa, a non-dike.
Whoa. Well, the man that kind of walks in along with everybody else is about 5'8" in stature. Extremely large hat with a sort of kind of gathering of florals on the side of it with a red ribbon holding them together. He is surprisingly. He is still soaked. However, he tips his brim down just a little bit and a gush of water just onto the floor. His long hair, which is hidden into the back of his kind of multi-layered cloak. It seems like maybe this is an occurrence that he deals with weather often, and has multiple layers to deal with that. It is tucked into and goes all the way into the back of his hood, which, after dumping the water from the brim of his large hat, which shields his kind of silvery gray eyes from view, he kind of sweeps his hand behind his neck a little bit and pulls this long mass of braided hair back and over the back of the jacket, which had been protected from the rain. He kind of adjusts himself a little bit, swipes some of the rain off, but doesn't seem too bothered by it. All in all, just kind of a normal presence, I'd say. Normal guy, except very long hair. You might be able to see just the smallest point of ears underneath the massive hair and the large brimmed hat. The kind of mass of florals is dripping wet from the rain, but seems to be holding up just fine. Perhaps used to weather.
Alrighty. Now, one more fire, if you would like to describe your character.
Yes. So standing at about 5'4", well, would stand at about 5'4", is standing at about 5'5" with the heeled boots that they're wearing, is a tanned figure. They seem mostly unaffected by the weather, though they're soaking wet. They're wearing fairly normal trousers and a pair of like ankle-high heeled boots, but they're also wearing a sort of dark green crop top that shows off their midriff, and a sleeveless. To call it a leather coat is misleading. It's leather and it falls about mid-shin, but it's more patchwork than anything. It seems to be strips of leather woven together with like pieces of metal and bone and more leather and different like obviously different types of leather. They have fairly longish hair, sort of a mix of black and sort of whitish gray, that's pulled back into a sort of really messy half ponytail, except for 2 strands on either side of their face that have been dyed this very deep bright blue, like almost cobalt color. Despite the fact that their hair is sort of that salt and pepper, like black, white, and gray, they look pretty young. Tan, like they spend a lot of time out in the sun, and with sort of yellow, like very yellow, almost amber colored eyes.
Excellent.
And they sort of do a full body shake once they get inside and sort of spray water over everyone who's standing near them.
All right. And as you are all clustered there together, trying to brush off the water, or shake off the water, or magic off the water, depending on your personal ability and preference, a rather harried-looking barmaid with a tray of empty dishes stops in front of you as you drip onto her floor and says, "All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, never mind. I suppose you're all looking for lodging."
If that would be agreeable.
Yes. Sorry, ma'am.
All right. Please tell me you're all a group. I've only got the one room left. It'll sleep all of you, but it is just the one room.
Yes, no, that's quite amenable, I guess.
All right, lovely. Okay. Well, come on over here, and I'll get you your keys. It's five silver per person per night.
Yeah, she'll hand over a gold for herself and her travel companion.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's all of us in one room.
Well, yes, I'm afraid we're a little bit run ragged. These are our normal prices. It's just everyone and their mother seems to be looking for lodging in Elsurian tonight. You know, the Laughing Grass up the road. I'd say you could look there, but they've been sending customers our way for hours. They've been full up. I suppose you're all here for the carnival as well.
So it just shrugs.
Well, perhaps not. I'm sorry for assuming. She's gathering keys from behind the bar as this conversation is occurring.
Sure will pay for herself.
Okay.
DM, I don't know how much silver we get. So
You should have gotten some starting gold. If you don't, then assume you have 5 silver pieces because you had way more gold than that to start with.
Okay, because I
will
don't know how
happily
much I
hand over
got
a full
because it
gold,
wasn't.
so we'll cover herself and someone else.
Okay.
I don't want to deal with breaking the coin.
Noted.
Yeah, I didn't know
Cal-
how much I got, so.
It's okay.
Yeah. Cal hands over 5 silver, and because I forgot to mention it, you've noticed this now. They're wearing wrist-length fingerless leather gloves, and as they hand over the 5 silver, you actually notice that they have claws.
Nice.
Look at that.
All right, so everyone pays up.
Yep. So it's kind of like jostling his, and because I also forgot to mention it, he does have a large like wooden knotted staff that has a little lantern at the end of it that he kind of shifts to one arm as he grabs his coin. Kind of grumbling a little bit about the amount of money that it is, even though we're all sharing one room.
To be fair, it is covering meal and
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
Victor does kind of. I assume this is also for a meal.
Ah, yes, yes. You're welcome to try to find a space in the dining room. She looks around at the dining room. There are no seats anywhere. She kind of grimaces and then says, I could have meals sent up to the room if you'd like."
that would be preferable. Thank you.
All right, I'll see to that just in a moment. It's up the stairs, second door on the left. Um, let me know if you have any problems. I'll be up with a meal and some drinks. Uh, as soon as I finish dealing with. And then, sort of in the dining room space, there's a crash as someone drops a plate or a mug or something to the floor, and everybody around sort of drunkenly cheers or claps and is generally an asshole about it. And this barmaid looks a little bit stressed. But she has delivered you all your keys, and you are welcome to make your way up into your room for the evening.
Victor grabs the key and is like, she's not making like a I'm gonna push you out of the way, but very much like I am walking first.
Okay. As you all make your way up and in and find yourself in the room for the night, it's by all accounts not a bad space at all. It's certainly worth your money. Although you'd rather not be sharing. It's very clean. The beds look well. There's a chest at the foot of each bed for belongings. There are only 4 beds, but the 2 larger ones are probably big enough to sleep 3 if you're really willing to put the effort in.
So
And as you
Victor is claiming one of the single ones instantly.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I
just-
think Skylar's gonna do the same.
So it just sighs and he's like, of course there's only 4 beds. Of course.
roll initiative to try and claim a single bed. Just kidding.
Soot
Roll a
is
bed
accepting his fate, and he is going to take from one of the chests. If there is any extra bedding, he is going to make himself a makeshift little thing on the floor. He is going to claim the floor.
All right. And as you are all sort of settling in, assigning yourselves beds, unpacking your things, among you, been there the whole time, probably. Nocturne, would you like to describe your character?
Would love to. So you see an elven person, sort of shoulder length, curly hair fades from gold into a nice pink. It's more of an orangey kind of gold. It's a very nice color. Their eyes look kind of frosted over, but they've got this really nice warm smile and this sort of warm brown skin. They're dressed pretty plainly, nothing really kind of stands out about the way that they look, and that's it. That's all I got.
All right.
Oh, I sent you
And it
Leslie's.
looks like a person.
I sent you
saw.
Leslie's thing. Yeah,
I might not get that in tonight because I'm not sure I can
That's
be
fine.
fucked to do it. But
that's fine.
as you all arrange yourselves, deciding who is sleeping where, you will likely have to converse a little bit, maybe even introduce yourselves.
Skylar will be the first to say, so, who are you all then? What are you doing? What brought you here to? What's the name of the town?
Ilsurian, I'll put that in the chat.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
so what
thank
brought
you.
you all here to Elsarian then? I figure if you want to... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just like, Well, starting off with a bunch of questions, Miss Curious.
Yes, no, I've been cold and curious before. And she kind of gives like Victor an appraising look.
He does not answer any of your questions.
Yeah.
Just kind of puts her bag next to one of this bed.
Okay, very well
Can I
then.
move my token?
Yeah, I can't move mine
You can't move
either.
your token? Okay,
I'm
hold on.
not-
Just drag your own tokens onto the map. I put them there for flavor. You guys can,
Okay. Oh, we
Oh.
went to the right. We'll say, well, we got say.
Ah!
Okay, you move. Oh, God, that was very funny.
I like to think that happens. Like,
Yeah.
Victor and Sally start for the one bed, then they both start for the other bed, then they sort of circle around each other and then separate.
God.
Yeah.
PK,
Yeah.
you have to put our token on there for us because we're limited in our capacity.
Okay,
Thank you.
does that work?
Sorry. No, I can't move it.
Hold on.
So, PK,
I got
have you
it.
assigned everyone a default token?
I have, yes. Give me
No.
a second.
Odd.
No, we're on a Mac, and Roll20 on a Mac just does not do it.
Okay, that should be,
It
Did
is. Thank
put the
you so much.
tokens on the right layer?
Question.
yes, they're on the right layer. It was just because
Alright.
he's on a Mac.
Question,
Yeah.
PK. Which side is the
yeah.
door on?
Oh, I didn't put a door on this map.
Can you
lol.
just ping where it is?
The door is basically right where you're at.
Okay, that's where he's sleeping. He's sleeping near the door.
Oh my God. People are gonna have. Oh my goodness.
He's
Real
tucking
bad
he's
for
tucking
moments.
himself several feet away from it, but like he is sleeping on the area by the door, so he has easy access out if need be, because these are strangers.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Aya kind of rolls her eyes at the whole and Aya Clarkson, traveling dancer, although I am a little bit curious about that carnival.
Nice to meet you, Miss Aya. I am Skylar Locke, the world's most preeminent gentleman detective, and that over there is my traveling companion, Ward.
I've heard of this bitch claiming to be the world's preeminent gentleman detective.
Well,
Make-
notably,
you
she
could
is the only. I think
You
at this
could
point,
make a knowledge local or a knowledge history if you'd like.
I would.
Can
and
can
I
I
think at
request-
that point. Sorry, go ahead.
can I request that everyone who says a name put it in the chat because I cannot register words like that.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
Auditory
also-
processing. Ugh.
We're gonna do
Related, I
local.
will send the art I have of Aya to chat so that you guys can.
Victor's first roll ever is a 28.
Oh.
Victor, you've heard the name Locke. You haven't heard the description, like the world's most eminent or foremost gentleman detective. You have not heard that, but you have heard the name Locke before. You've heard Locke. You're pretty sure it wasn't Skylar Locke that you heard of.
Yeah, it's at that moment where I think Ward just kind of scoffs and says, I don't have a voice for her yet, but she'll probably say something like, I think you mean the world's only gentleman detective. And then Skylar looks a little like a little, what's the opposite of a chuffed? A little like huffy at
Miffed?
that. Miffed, yes. She looks a little miffed as she sets down her things and says, sorry, I need to find her voice again. One moment.
Yeah.
Okay, well, fair. That still does not mean I'm not the world's most preeminent gentleman detective, Locke. Or not Locke, Ward. Sorry, I mixed the names up.
You're good.
And then,
yeah, Victor, you've definitely not heard of Skylar Locke, and with this title in particular.
I think considering Victor, it was a fair check to make.
It was a fair check to make, and you do know the name Locke, just not from this.
Fair. Victor does not say anything.
Does anybody else introduce themselves? Aya has, Skylar has.
Soot, as
And
he's
I
like,
think-
Hello.
Sorry, go ahead. There, go ahead.
Soot, just as he's like kind of shaking that blanket out, just Soot. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. And that is all he says. Even he does not even look necessarily. He gives like a slight like pleasant like smile, but it is dropped immediately.
I think at this point, the half-orc woman will clear her throat and say, yes, now I'm Wesley Ward. Like Miss Locke here says, I'm her traveling companion. And we're here on a case. And then Skylar shoots her a look.
You can call me Victor. Or Victoria, if you want to be boring about it.
Then Skylar looks at the person standing next to her bed. Next to their bed, like, and you?
Me?
Yes, no. Most of us have introduced ourselves. How about you have a go at it then?
Oh, my name is Fern.
Fern.
Fern, yes. Pleased to meet your acquaintance. You know, just liking to get out of the rain, you know? It really is awful in the rain, isn't it?
Oh yes, quite dreadful. I'm not a big fan of the rain. I like things
No.
neat, I like things proper, and that makes things very not neat and very not proper.
You see, I like a nice rain, you know, when it's just drizzling and it's not downpouring like this. I find that wonderful to just kind of stand in. It feels so refreshing, but a downpour is just not my style.
The downpour's a little bit much. You have to den up and hope that it doesn't. And she kind of pauses, and again, there's sort of that almost flicking gesture.
And that she'll turn her attention to the person on the opposite bed. I think Wesley has joined Fire's character in their bed, and then she'll give just say, and you get wait, good sir, ma'am. I'm sorry if I didn't. I should. What are your pronouns, rather? I guess.
They, them is fine.
Yes. She nods.
Calliope Jones. But Cal is just fine.
There, we're all introduced now. I guess. Rather uncouth situation though.
Could be worse. Y'all could be a bunch of creepies.
And
That's fair.
she'll jokingly say, so how do you know we're not?
I mean, I guess I don't. But it's not like my claws go anywhere, so anyone tries anything, I just claw your eyes out, yeah? And they give a very friendly looking smile.
I think
They
that's
kinda,
a fair exchange.
yeah, they look, chuckle, and say, yes, no, fair go then. Also, PK, I don't think we ever discussed what kind of case we're on, so we're gonna just be vague about it until next session.
You're investigating, I don't know, organized crime.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Organized crime, I love it.
Organized crime in the little town of Ilsurian.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
It is around this time that there is a knock on the door.
Mr. Soot, would you please get that? You're right there after all.
Soot gives gives the gentleman detective a bit of a look like you're fucking telling me to do things, but he's gonna get up and do it. He will check the door for a moment to see who is out there.
On the other side of the door is the barmaid from earlier, carrying 2 extremely full trays of what looks like bowls of stew, crusty bread, and some tankards.
Let me help you with that. He'll reach out to
I
help her.
Thank you. It's sorry for the delay. You know, it's very busy down there. Everyone.
No, your
down
assistance
there
is
right now.
appreciated.
It's
I
just,
think-
this damn circus.
Wesley would also get up and take the other tray from her.
Much appreciated. Bring the trays back down. When you're done, whenever's convenient, or leave them out in the hall, and someone will come through and collect them. And hopefully it will be a little less busy when there's a little less rain. I really don't know if they're expecting to do the circus tomorrow with this weather, but they say it will be sunny, so if that's what they say, then I guess they can't be wrong. Anyway, I'm taking up too much of your time, and of my own, so I'll be... She very awkwardly shuffles backwards out of the room.
So we'll close the door behind her. After giving her one of those slight little head bow nod things.
Mm-hmm.
And closes the door with that little...
I think Wesley would say to Soot, yes, no, sorry for my partner. They can be a bit bossy at times.
No, I'm used to it. Just... Yeah, no, I'm not going to say nothing. He kind of just, cracks his knuckles a little bit. There's food to be had, though. Let's have some of that. I'm fucking starving.
There is food.
As the
Like I said, there are bowls of stew and bread.
I assume as food is divvied up, Victor kind of uses the chest at the foot of her bed as a makeshift table.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
Skylar's gonna
Yes,
do.
Isuna's definitely doing
and-
stealing someone's trunk for a moment to eat his food.
You all see her reach into a pants pocket and pull out something connected on a very nice sort of metallic chain, like a little charm on the end of it. She weaves it between her fingers and then holds it up over the food. Her head bows for a second, and you hear her mutter something, possibly in a language you don't know.
What's the language?
Infernal.
Nope.
Nope.
Drat.
Very much kind of praying over a couple of seconds, and then puts the charm back in her pocket and then starts to eat.
I know a billion language, but Infernal's not one of them. Damn.
Dabs.
With your
Dabs.
help, we can change this.
You hope I can change this.
If anybody wants to make a knowledge religion check to determine
Yeah,
what
actually,
the
I
holy
will.
symbol is,
I would
you
like
may.
to try.
She's
I
not
will
making it.
Although I
Yeah,
don't know if I will be particularly good at it, because...
Okay, let's...
She's not making a big deal out of it. It seems like this is just normal mealtime routine.
Yeah.
Percy dice, holy shit, thank you.
I got a natural 20.
I did too, I got 20 plus 3.
Nope.
I got a 17 plus 5.
That's a nat one. Oh no.
Okay, so Fern, the way Victor is moving this symbol is too fast for you to really grasp what the symbol is, and it's back in her pocket before you can work it out. So both Skylar and Soot, not Aya, I'm afraid you wouldn't know this one. Both Skylar and Soot can identify this as a holy symbol of Callistria. And
So I think Fire rolled a natural 20, or did Fire?
oh, did you?
Oh no, actually I rolled that with advantage.
Yeah, I rolled that 20, so for 23.
Oh, you. Oh my God, multiple nat 20s. Okay.
Many
This is
nat
Victor
20s.
that had the pendant, right?
Yes,
Yes.
Victor
Okay,
had the
thank you.
pendant. So both of you who rolled nat 20, not only do you know that this is a symbol of Calistria, but taking another look at Victor and the way she is dressed, the bright sort of yellow gold, silky material of her dress shirt and her whole outfit really classic Calistria. Calistrian prophets and devotees typically wear bright golds, yellows, and blacks. And so, looking at this woman, it is clear that she is really on it.
As a fellow worshiper of Calistria, would I know this? Because
You would also be looking at her like the colors do make sense intrinsically, but the nat 20s, it's like, oh, this woman's serious.
Parker, I can't believe we chose the same fucking deity. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wow.
Very good.
Out of everybody.
Jesus.
Oh my
Same.
goodness.
The blue dice
Did y'all make
being
the same character outside of appearance? Hello?
They did. I'm not even joking.
We did.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love you guys.
Skylar will give like an appraising nod to the holy symbol.
Suda's gone unusually quiet, and he's been quiet the most time. And he's got the brim of his hat is down a little bit. Maybe he's appreciating the food he's eating.
Victor will just kind of nod at you, Skylar, back as if like, yeah, I acknowledge that. But she's not about to like jump into a religious speech or anything. She's just gonna
No. Yeah, no, Skylar wouldn't do that either.
Trying to have her food.
Your friend is just holding this sitting on the floor.
It's just bro nod.
Bro nod, like acknowledgement, and then just soup.
Aya was going to actually like perch herself on the chest to eat, but since it is currently being used as a table, she is just going to sort of sit on the corner of the bed and.
Very well.
Cal has sat crisscrossed on the bed, has not taken the tankard of ale or whatever the fuck.
It is a tankard of ale.
Yeah, just sort of waved at it and been like, anyone wants that? I don't. Feel free.
I think Leslie will take it because she also has Skylar's tankard of ale. Skylar had not taken her tankard.
Would you like mine as well? I don't drink.
I'll take. If you really don't.
No, it is really not my thing. Here you go.
Page down.
Green dot
Of
here
course.
for Leslie.
Hi, Wes.
She will toast you with it, like in that like stage that like respect your decision. I am going to drink this.
They tilt their head and give you one of their classic smiles.
Cal has taken out their own like wooden cup, and poured some water from their water skin, and then a packet of white powder that they just sort of dump in and then vigorously stir.
Huh. Curious.
G Fuel.
G Fuel.
G Fuel.
Oh, G Fuel.
Cal canonically has G Fuel.
Oh yeah, like me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I did.
Does it turn the water any color?
A pale milky white.
Nice. Oh god, condensed
Gross.
milk.
It is
No.
milk.
Unfortunately.
Oh my god.
It is straight up condensed milk.
No.
It is condensed milk.
Oh my god.
See, unfortunately, I did not go to condensed milk. I went to the memories of cow
Oh,
blood.
cow blood? Yeah, I
Yeah.
figured
Oh,
that.
God. The cow
So I'll
blood
take
doctor.
condensed milk if that's legit
Yeah.
over powdered
I mean,
cow blood.
Technically powdered milk, not really condensed milk.
Yeah, powdered
but-
milk. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I also just went with it.
It is powdered milk, though.
It is indeed powdered milk.
Oh my god.
That's really good.
Could I get you to send me what you said at the very beginning? Because I did not have enough audio processing or writing tools to write it down.
I will not at the moment. I will send it to you later because I've closed that tab. Just remind me of it later. I'm not digging in my Google Drive for it. But yes, you guys.
Does this food smell okay? Does it smell poisoned or like
Make a perception check.
oh boy, can I perceive? What's my perception score? It's probably something stupid. What is it? Scrolling.
Soda's gonna hang his jacket on the doorknob to dry. He is pointedly not removing his hat.
That's an 8. That's an 18. 10 plus 8.
Also, I will say that I'm playing on the aesthetic matters rule, but Victor is technically wearing leather armor.
Mm-hmm.
Technically.
I'll be right.
But, like, also.
No, the aesthetic is more important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cal isn't wearing any visible armor. Also not carrying any weapons, but like a dagger at their hip.
Victor isn't visibly carrying weapons.
So it's just a normal guy with a nice looking staff. That's it.
Oh, I don't think I'm wearing armor either.
What was Skylar's perception check?
18.
18. You do not smell any poison. The food smells good. It smells nourishing, and it looks appealing. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Cool. They'll start eating then. Wesley already started eating. They weren't even second guessing it. It's just a Skylar thing.
Jamie, can you send them the name of your companion?
Yeah.
Just as well, because I can't tell if you're saying Wesley or Leslie.
It's both simultaneously.
Yeah.
Wesley.
There we go. Also, sorry. My name says Quinn because I started streaming a game, and I didn't want people to have my real name, so I used my middle name. Well, my first name. I used my middle name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aya's kind of eating fairly slowly and occasionally taking a sip from the tankard. I'm just kind of looking over the group of you.
Can I help you?
Don't know yet. I'm still just figuring out. Well, I'm still just figuring out.
In a similar fashion to Aya's eating habits, Skylar is eating very slowly, but unlike Aya, they have pulled out whatever paperwork the local constable has given them on the crime ring that's going on, and they're going over it they've zoned everyone out essentially.
Soot finished his food in a record time and has his staff across his lap. Man was probably done before most of you. He was not lying when he said he was starving.
Peter is like maintaining that like posture and everything, but it's very clear she's just like, oh fuck yeah, warm food. Fuck.
Warm food. Tasty, tasty.
There's nothing to notice about Fern.
Yeah.
Fern's just
Cal,
vibing.
Yeah, that's a word for it.
I like Fern.
Cal just ate like a normal person, and at this point has now taken down their hair and is like wringing it out. Like not on the bed, obviously, but like next to the bed, just sort of like wringing it out and patting it down, and combing it so it's not a frazzled, wet mess.
Yep.
It eats slow, but like kind of like in like quick bursts.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
No, I get that. That's why I eat IRL.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like she's pacing it out into smaller snacks rather than one big meal.
Interesting.
It was already quite late when you got into the Leaping Toad. It's later now. Is there anything you all would like to do before you bed down and go to sleep?
Yeah, no, I think sorry, go ahead.
Can I walk downstairs and just ask the barmaid if she has, like, I don't know, some kind of fresh fruit, orange, grapefruit, berries, anything?
You can. You can ask her that. You walk downstairs. You seem slightly less stressed as people are winding down. Most people have finished dinner, gone up to their rooms, or left to go to their homes, braving the rain. And she looks at you with sort of an apologetic, not much fresh fruit to be found around here this time of year, I'm afraid, miss.
Fair, understandable. I just thought I'd ask.
Yes, it's summertime for sure. It's a little early yet. And we don't import anything. We're a little not quite at that level. Is there anything else I can get you?
But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you too, sir.
Sir.
Sir, have a lovely night.
You too. And she'll head upstairs.
As
All right.
Victor's coming up, I think Sid has probably started placing the dishes on the outside of the room.
I mean, I was actually going to offer to take them down once everyone was done.
Be my ghost. I don't.
So- Okay.
Wesley will take them down with you so you don't drop anything.
The barmaid looks very thankful to you, directs you where the dishes ought to go, and then asks you both whether there's anything else she can get for you.
Yes, no, I'm fine. Well, me and my traveling companion are fine. Not really sure about the others. Couldn't really speak for them.
I believe we're all right.
All right, have a lovely night, everyone, and breakfast is, in the morning. Hopefully, be a little less busy. Don't count on it. But maybe I'll be able to find a seat in the dining room this time. Very sorry for the inconvenience.
Oh, yeah, no, quite all right. Have a lovely evening now.
You as well.
I was going to give a little head bob of a nod and also head back upstairs.
Disappointed in you, Fire. You're the one who requests names in chat and then does not drop the name in chat.
I know. I'm a disgrace.
Hell.
Disgrace to Pathfinder. Huge L.
Horrible person. Send me to EBDB.
Yes, you
Basically.
go to EBD now. Oh.
You go to dice jail.
Are there dice in dice jail? I'm fine with that then.
Just with terrible rolls. We're gonna go to roll again.
I mean, I'm not gonna be rolling dice in dice jail. I'll just be staring at the dice. Are they pretty?
No.
Yes.
The prettiest ones are the ones that betray you the most.
Yeah, they are there, but notably, they are there for crimes.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair
These
enough.
dice have killed people. Anyway,
As we all should.
as we all must. Anyway, go bed down for the night.
Hat comes off to sleep, and that is all it does.
Big Hat just sitting next to Soot.
No, it's sit on chest.
On Soot.
Imagining, like Stella from Spiritfarer.
I have not
Yeah.
seen playthroughs of Spiritfarer, but I will leave that up
Spiritfarer is
to
a
you.
good game.
I heard it's very
Uh,
good. I
she-
just haven't played it or watched anyone play
The
it.
main character, when she goes to sleep, uses her big hat as a blanket.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Oh, that's
pretty much what it
cute.
is. It does take up most of his
I want
torso.
to see if I can find an image of it because it is very sweet. Ah,
Aw.
this is not quite the one I'm looking for, but it works.
Big hat. Big.
Victor, between the bedding provided and a blanket she might pull out from her stuff, she just kind of ends up like in a little blanket cocoon, warm and cozy.
Oh, sleepy
Warm
cozy.
and cozy.
For others, I posted approximations of
Oh.
Wesley.
That's super cute. I love that.
Oh,
That
that's
little person and their
adorable.
hat.
Also, I really like those, Jamie. Those are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Skylar will before turning they have changed it into a nightgown, a night robe, like an old fashioned like how yeah. And they'll with a little sleeping cap and everything.
Oh my god.
And they'll say
Oh.
yes, good night, Ward. And then Wesley will say, yes, good night, Skylar. Good sleep well. And
I love that they're not even sharing a bed for this. They are sleeping on opposite sides of the room.
listen, Skylar Skylar doesn't like to. Skylar assumed a bunch of people would want to share, a bed together, so they didn't want a chance having people they don't know touch them.
You
And
could
yeah,
have joined a shared bed with.
whereas Wesley does not have that issue, so Wesley is a normal person.
Alrighty. Any other last details we want to cover before you wake up?
Cal
think so.
has. Well, one last thing. Cal basically with absolutely no body shame, just basically strips to wear like shorts and essentially a sports bra.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And puts their hair up in like a very loose bun just to keep it from, with long hair, trying to keep it from
Yeah.
tangling or shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, you'll notice. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and just like curls up in a ball.
Aw,
Oh.
you guys would have
Victor does
noticed
not
this
change-
earlier. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Victor does not change her clothing, by the way. She just takes her shoes off and that's it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You guys would have noticed earlier that Skylar was only carrying a briefcase, like I said, but Wesley was carrying a lot more, as if Wesley was carrying everything for Skylar. Skylar's a little brat.
Oh.
Your friend does like some minor changing, but none of you really pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not creeps. Everyone's got bodies.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
You know,
And
you
you
don't
just
really
don't.
find yourself drawn to watch Fern.
Hmm.
Even those of you who are like watching.
People in the room.
Yeah. Just don't need to.
But is that all?
I think so.
Yep.
Alrighty. You wake up bright and early the next morning, and it is bright shining sunlight coming in through the windows because the rain has apparently cleared itself out. And there is not ruckus, but like commotion and activity clearly on the street outside and down in the inn room below. Just voices, sounds of things being moved, loud conversations, some voices carrying very, very loud above the others. You can't quite make out the words at this time, but some people are certainly shouting in a very boisterous manner.
Yeah.
Does the window open in this room to the outside?
It does.
Can Sit open it and kind of like hold his hand out? What is the weather like outside? Is it warm, cool?
It is surprisingly warm. It is currently Desnus 12th is the date, and that is equivalent to May. It's May 12th.
Okay.
Pathfinder character is exactly parallel to our earthly calendar, and I get super confused about dates when things don't exactly parallel Earth calendar.
Oh yeah,
So
mood.
it's basically May 12th. And so it's a lot warmer than you would expect and a lot sunnier than you expected considering the weather. But you are on the coast. Elsurian is a coastal town. It's a little farther inland than many of the villages around here. Like there's really not the bulk of the town sort of arranged around the coast. It's more of like a projection of the town is at the coast. But you guys know what to expect quickly changing weather around here, so it's not particularly out of the ordinary.
Sid has taken his coat then, and he's left himself with that kind of, like, overvest thing and his longer sleeve, flowier white shirt underneath. And he's taken his coat, and he's basically wrapped it in a way that you wouldn't expect, but around his waist. And somehow, with all those folds and things, it works. You're not sure how, but it works. So he does, like, the sweatshirt trick. So he doesn't have to put it anywhere.
He just got a lot of fabric.
Yeah, it's just a lot of folds of fabric that somehow he knows how to fix into the correct shape. Still got the hat on, though.
Can't be without the hat.
Nah, there's sunlight. You gotta keep your eyes shielded. It's not good for them to be in direct sunlight, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think Skylar would be one of the first to rise. And gets changed rather quickly. Gathers their things.
Doesn't really have much to say to you, but you kind of notice she finds herself sort of in an unoccupied area of ground and starts doing like what seems to be a routine of like morning stretch and
Yeah, no, Skylar can respect that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is Skylar looking respectfully?
I mean, Skylar is a slut, so they do glance for a moment, but don't make a show of it.
They can look respectfully or disrespectfully if they'd like.
There will be no looking disrespectfully in this shared 6-person inn room.
Yeah, I think that's something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a foul.
No.
Victor is still wearing the same things, but very careful. Like, she has a small mirror that like she makes sure to like make herself presentable and nice. She's very butch.
Good.
Very like academic butch. Not even academic butch, but just very like classy suit butch.
Yeah.
Classy soot.
Suit and butch.
Skylar is dressed very similarly, except a lot less yellow. In fact, no yellow, and a lot more black. And Also a long coat, notably. In fact, this morning you watch as they change out their coat that they were wearing yesterday for a coat that looks very similar.
What's under the coat? Another identical coat.
A second smaller coat.
Second smaller coat.
Second smaller coat. So as you guys all wake up,
I would like breakfast, please.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was going to say, you're all welcome to make your way downstairs to breakfast, where, because conveniently, there is only one table available, and there's 7 chairs, so you're all going to have to sit there if you're going to want to sit somewhere. Whoops.
Oh, no, wrong
What
dot.
unfortunate twist of fate.
Wrong dot color. Oh no.
No.
Delete.
Whatever will you do?
So which table is the only one that's free?
Oh, I don't actually care which one it is. I'm going to say it's the one in the upper left corner.
Nice.
Okay.
You guys probably can't move these tokens either, can you?
Nope.
No.
No.
All right,
Just
just get your own tokens on there if you
Actually,
want them.
he's gonna sit right
Oh, I can't
here.
even move my dot over here.
Why can't you move your dot?
Oh, nope,
I
that
don't
doesn't
know.
work.
I drew it. Okay, the way.
Oh,
now
there we go. I figured out how to do it.
Woohoo!
Let me move Skylar here.
There we go.
Yeah.
So it just blends into the fucking table. He's just brown.
Yeah, I can barely see, so that's very funny.
Yeah, So's token is hilarious.
I love him. Him just big hat and hair.
A barmaid, a different one from the one last night, comes by, passes out breakfast, which is basically, there's some oatmeal, there's some bacon. You guys are early enough to get bacon.
Yes.
There's one bagel, you can fight for it.
Cal does sort of, flag her as she's, circling the table and, don't suppose I can... That's the wrong accent. Don't suppose, you have any milk that I could grab from you?
Yeah, we've got milk. Just a sec. Runs, prepares you a nice, tall, frothy glass of milk.
Why is it frothy?
And Skylar hates to do this, but because she just ran and came back, Skylar will say, yes, no, can I perhaps have a, whatever juice you've got here, I guess.
I've got cider.
Cider works, yes, thank you.
She goes and gets you a nice, tall, frothy glass of cider.
Oh, God!
No, you can't describe every drink as frothy. I can't.
Every drink is frothy now, I'm very sorry.
No.
Do it.
I mean,
Meanwhile-
they certainly can do that.
Meanwhile,
Should you,
Everyone
though?
passive perception, by the way.
Is it same rules as it is for 5e?
Yep.
That would be 18 then, I think.
16.
18.
Doesn't this
Sorry.
bitch have...
Is Wesley's water also frothy?
10?
The water is frothy, yes.
Oh my god.
However, this is not unusual. This is just how all beverages are in Pathfinder.
Incredible.
Frothy.
I don't know
have a-
enough to dispute this, sorry.
I currently only have a passive perception of 10. I hope that will change with some feats.
Do you have a wisdom modifier?
No, she does not.
No, I do not.
Oh my god. Finally, in
Same.
one way in which the decks are different.
16
All right.
for
Who
passive.
all had an 18?
Aya
Myself and Aya.
Yes.
Okay. So Aya and Skylar, you see, while other people are distracted passing beverages or getting themselves settled into the seat, you see Soot reach out and yoink definitely more bacon than his fair share.
That's fine. Skylar doesn't eat a lot of meat.
Aya's not going to comment. However, she is also going to grab. She's going to grab a roughly share amount of bacon for herself.
Skylar only grabs 2 pieces, whereas Wesley grabs a lot more.
As much as is.
We're just cleaning up the bacon here. Don't mind us.
Also, I'm very curious about if they only make 1 bagel every morning or if we somehow were too late for the bagels.
I think we're too late for the bagels.
There's only one bagel.
There's only a single bagel. It's probably very stale at this point.
One bagel.
Yikes.
If you want to eat the bagel, you have to fight everyone else in the inn for it.
It's exclusive. It's the golden bagel.
It's the golden
Victor,
bagel.
Victor once again very
God damn
quickly
it.
prays over breakfast.
Yeah.
Fern takes no bacon.
Good for Fern. So just keeping it just to have food on the road, possibly. Pocket bacon, if you will.
Yeah, pocket bacon.
No.
Yeah,
Incredible.
seeing that Fern doesn't grab any bacon, Wesley will grab more bacon. She's
There's
a tall half-orc
probably
woman.
enough bacon. I think Sook probably stole what could have been
Oh, okay.
Fern's portion. There's a
Good
limit
for
on the
Sook.
amount of bacon at this table, gamers.
Yeah, good for Soot.
Can't blame a man for liking salt.
All right.
He craves that mineral.
Yeah.
Craves that mineral. All right. As you guys are chatting and sort of arranging things over breakfast, the sort of shouting from down the street gets closer, and sort of bursting into the leaping toad is a tall, strapping human man wearing like a very bright blue vest with sort of gold accents on it. That's an incredibly like deep V, showing off a lot of chest hair and sort of loose comfortable pants. And he steps in and swings his mane of long black hair back, and he says, "Well, this looks like a hungry crowd, hungry for food, hungry for entertainment, maybe. Come on, come all, come big, come small, come you all to the Umbra Carnival. We're getting set up just now, but the festivities begin very shortly. I hope to see you all there."
Skylar does
Awesome.
not look pleased at the sudden yelling.
This man comes in, and he's after he's finished his first like sort of shouty spiel in the doorway, he makes his way kind of from table to table, back and forth, like chatting up various patrons. Every table is full. He looks like he'll eventually make his way back around to you guys, if you are inclined to stay long enough to let that happen.
Seeing him starting to make his way around the table, Skylar picks up the pace at which they're eating. And almost as if to antagonize them, Wesley slows down the pace at which she's eating.
God. So does doing that thing with chairs where you like lean back in them a little bit so the feet in the front are off, and yeah, he's fidgeting. Just a bit. While he eats. Probably shoveling down
Just a
some
bit.
bread.
Victor is just kind of picking at breakfast, kind of like, okay, this is happening.
Oh, we're here? Okay.
This man is gonna come over and bother me no matter what I do, so I'm just gonna sit here and be comfortable while it happens.
Fern is eating.
Skylar refuses to be comfortable about it.
Skylar refuses to be comfortable, full stop.
Yeah.
Cal has once again like handed off part of their meal. They don't want their porridge, so they've just sort of like their oatmeal or whatever. They've just like handed it off to the nearest person, and is essentially eating like a couple pieces of bacon and drinking their milk.
Soot is eyeing the porridge from across the table.
I will just push it towards Soot.
He makes like the grabby hand motion, and then like instead of leaving the bowl on the table, he like leans back just a little bit and holds it closer to his chest and just starts eating it that way.
Oh no.
Incredible.
Oh,
Man
Carol,
is
man.
just chillaxing. He's using utensils, but he does have it close to his face, so he can eat it close to himself.
Yeah, Fern is unbothered by the approaching man.
Yep, Aya's just vibing and...
And the man sure is approaching.
Oh, here he comes.
I see him coming.
It's just slowly. Oh, here he comes.
As he gets closer, Skylar looks to Wesley, asks him to say, "Can we go, please?" And then Wesley ignores them. Wesley ignores them.
It's too late. As soon as you are glancing over at Wes, the man swings in and he leans down and sort of plants one elbow on the table between Skylar and Victor and says, "Hello, my lovely people, and how are you on this fine morning?"
I'm wonderful, thank you.
I love your attitude. Are you coming to the carnival?
Does it sound like a good time? Because just based on you, it sounds like a pretty good time.
It's a wonderful time, let me assure you. There is everything to do. Anything for anybody. We'll have something to entertain you. Tests of
I feel
strength,
wonderful.
tests of cleverness, tests of puzzle solving, tests of bravery, tests of anything you'd like just to prove yourself, and some very fun prizes, not to mention it's a lovely place to people watch.
Oh, see, that's my favorite pastime.
I like your style. Everybody else coming as well. You can make a day trip of it. I mean, what's the point of being an Illyrian if not for a little trip to the Umbra Carnival?
I haven't been to a
Is
carnival.
this
Certainly sounds interesting.
I like your attitude as well.
Is this a regular thing?
Oh no, if I'm being frank, this is our first time in Illyrian, and we're trying to make the best first impression we can. We travel all over the Umbra Carnival. You can catch us all over the Kesslin Empire, sometimes even beyond. But Illyrian just called to us, when the season gets going, you know where you have to go. And today it's here. And for the next week, it's here. And you can come anytime, play any of our games, see any of our shows. We'd be happy to have you.
When's your first show start?
Oh, we're getting set up with all of our lovely attractions right at the moment. It'll be done up certainly within the hour, and then our first performance is tonight. But lots to do, lots to see even before we do a proper performance. I run the King of the Carnival game down. You'll see it down at the Circus Midway. Fun little test of strength for the stronger types among us. Little nod at Wes. And he doesn't see anybody else who immediately looks like crazy buff. So he just sort of keeps his gaze sort of in that direction, because half of y'all do look pretty scrawny.
Yeah.
I will point out, Victor is not buff, but Victor is not scrawny either. Victor has
not scrawny.
Victor has some well-packed muscle.
Yeah.
Fern,
but it's not like super bulky buff.
Yeah.
Fern is not small, but they do not look strong.
Soot is small in stature, but also not thin either. He got some curves.
But not
that's the word you're gonna use?
Yes.
Crazy strong.
Yeah, Skylar is tall and lanky and thin, like a stick, and if a strong enough breeze could probably knock them over.
Soot is the definition of that. Look at that high-waisted man. He got feminine hips. That's Soot.
Amazing.
Cal looks like not buff, but that sort of muscle that you see from people who like work a labor job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same hat. Worker's hands. So it's got those.
Yeah.
Whereas Wesley looks like they just work out.
A workout.
Yeah, Victor is also much more in the probably works out in the free time, like, type of, like...
Hell yeah.
Does not do manual labor.
No, isn't, like, built and buff the way Wesley is, but, like, compact muscle. Could still, like, make a decent, like, you know, arm wrestle, like, opponent, but not, like, strong.
Strong.
Isn't going to punch a boulder in half.
No. But has worked out, does have muscle, like, is...
Hog
Is muscle.
has
Yeah.
his body.
Most of Aya's strength's in her legs. I'm just gonna.
So this,
He
so just kind of like leans forward in the chair again, so it's finally back down on the ground again. He says, "So is there any admission for the place, for the shows and stuff? How much is that?"
to see the sights and do the people watching. There's nothing, and all of our games are extremely affordable. A copper piece each. You can't get any cheaper than that, quite literally. And there's nothing really. It's 5 copper to get into the big show, but if you don't tell anyone, I can cut you a discount on that.
Soot raises an eyebrow.
This man is like now has moved around the table and is like leaning into the table between Fern and Soot, just kind of looking back and forth between them with sort of like a mischievous conspiratorial gaze.
Fern give a classic smile.
Well, I've never turned down a discount usually.
Well, then for you, the shows are 3 copper. Just come see me beforehand. But even if those of you who aren't interested in the muscular feats, and at this he stands up and like flexes, and this man is shredded.
Yo!
This man is fucking built. There's a reason that vest has such a low cut V. It's because the pecs are popping. Man's has tits, alright? That's all I can say.
Yeah!
Fern's smile gets slightly more mischievous.
Yeah, Soot's in the same boat.
The 2 dykes at the table are like, okay.
Yeah, Tyler's not impressed.
When men titty, though.
When the men have
Come on. When the men's tits, guys, come on.
Yeah.
I think Aya has very much grabbed a fan from somewhere, and it's just kind of not so much waving it, but it's very much hiding the lower half of her face at the moment.
Fire is about to say something. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Cal is looking disrespectfully.
Hell yeah.
Go.
Sort of just like one elbow on the table, head in their hand, just looking.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yes.
Ogle, let's go. Yes.
Like, Wesley is looking, but not in a, I want to hit that sort of way, but in a, yeah, good work, man. I admire another...
Games, King.
Yeah, I admire your games.
After he takes his little pause to flex and show off the tits, he sort of leans back. And for those of you who aren't so interested in the feats of muscular strength, we've got some very fun games. You could try your wit against Madame Mask, or you have your fortune read, or take a look at our lovely collection of dear friends in our traveling zoo, or even the Lair of the Sphinx.
Oh, now you've caught my attention.
Yes, this is what I thought would intrigue you. The Lair of the Sphinx, a sphinx from the far reaches of the continent. She will answer, she'll answer what she wants to answer, but we have her and she is the most marvelous attraction. Say what you want to say, it's a truly once-in-a-lifetime experience. You've never seen a creature like this before.
So it's
Have I?
interest is picked.
You have not.
Ah, okay.
No, indeed, nobody at this table has seen a Sphinx before.
Hell yeah. Love to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Not all of you are necessarily familiar with what one is.
I would be.
I would
You
be
would.
right. I've studied things.
Make a nature check to see if you have, Skylar.
Yeah,
Victor?
that's my name.
Victor can as well.
Would Knowledge Arcana give Soot any knowledge?
You can
on
try
what it
knowledge
is?
arcana if you'd like.
Roll for it.
Yeah, go for it.
I will see.
Would Tal
That's
know anything?
okay. Let's see. What is my knowledge arcana?
I'm gonna probably say that Aya doesn't, considering
Aya does not know.
I got a 24. 15 plus 9.
16 for
Okay.
Soot.
I got a 14.
All of you pass the DC. You all are familiar with what a Sphinx is. Skylar, you got a 24, right?
Yeah.
You're hearing a Sphinx in Ilsurian? Hello?
Yeah, it's like this.
That's
Because this is how far from the desert? Like,
patently absurd. It's fucking ridiculous is what it is.
yeah, no. They're definitely gonna want to confirm this.
Yeah, your Fern would also
Yeah.
Fern is Fern in this situation, obviously. But
Yeah.
is
Fern
a
would
little
be familiar with
concerned.
Sphinxes and would also feel very, if not concerned, confused.
Yeah.
You guys are in a little town on the coast of the Keslan Empire. You don't even know where the nearest desert is.
Yeah, mostly Skylar is just they do not believe this man.
I mean, it is a carnival. Of course they can know.
Make a sense motive if you like.
Yeah, I do want to insight check this guy.
Sense
You may not
motive.
insight check him. You're welcome to make a sense motive check if you like.
Yes. Oh boy, did I sense a motive. I rolled a 16 plus, I think, 11?
What the hell?
Why is your sense motive so high? I hate Pathfinder.
Are you
I
using
pulled a
my
20.
dice?
Do you
Yes,
also
I am.
want? Do you want me to roll a stupid sense motive check as well?
Would Victor care enough to question this man? Like, question his intentions, rather?
No, she's pretty sure this man is just trying to grift people out of money. She doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's a 20 fucking 7. It's just not telling the truth.
Oh my god!
Jesus Christ.
This man has told you the following thing. He's told you that there is a Sphinx to be seen. He's told you you've never seen anything like it. He's told you she'll say what she wants to say. And he's told you you're going to have a damn good time at the carnival. And none of that has been a lie.
Okay, interesting.
He
Interesting.
is absolutely doing the typical carnival barker, reading the room, seeing what he thinks is interesting to everybody around, taking advantage of what he reads off of people to pique their interest, and overall talking up his place of employment, because that is what this is. That is his job.
Drink water weirdly.
He also does just seem to be having a jolly good time with all of it, though. There's nothing malicious in anything he's said.
Okay, interesting. Yep. Okay, now Skylar is wondering if, like, obviously I'm not gonna have to, because there's no way I can find this out by rolling.
Dang it.
They're wondering if it's like a real Sphinx or just like, you know, a large like mountain lion that they glued like they put a mask on.
What, the human torso on you?
There is only one way to find out, and you know what it is.
You know you would have to either go. You know you're gonna have to go to find out.
Yeah, I know.
And thus the carnival barker has won the game.
Yes!
Exactly.
And he's hot.
And
Yeah.
he's fucking hot.
Good for him and his nice man titties.
A man
Victor
does
has
have tits.
Victor has just been listening very patiently in a way that kind of screams like I have been through this before and I will go through this again.
God.
There is nothing disingenuous about the way Fern is listening.
Excellent.
God's bless.
It
Because
seems
why
that
would
this
there be?
carnival barker has noticed this, and he's attentive to the entire table as he chats, but he keeps turning back to Fern just every time.
Of course. Of course. It does that's not out of the ordinary. I was gonna ask a really dumb question.
It does not seem out of the ordinary. This man is just he's enjoying his time at this table thoroughly. And
But
maybe he can tell that the people on this side of the table appreciate his tits.
Man's noticed. Jesus.
Oh my
Maybe
yeah,
god.
man's he walked around. He was like, there are here 3 very clear butch lesbians. So I'm gonna walk to the other side of the table and chat with the people who are not obviously butch lesbians and see if I can get any further here.
God.
Yeah.
Cal is like watching and listening, like doesn't seem overly interested in besides the hot dude, but doesn't seem like overly interested in the carnival. But also not like disdainful or disinterested. Just like, oh, okay, carnival.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right, carnival. That's what we're doing. Fab.
Eventually, he decides that he has to move on to his next, group of people to talk up the carnival to, and so he puts a hand on Soot's shoulder, a hand on Fern's shoulder, glances over at Cal, and says, "I hope to see you all at the King of the Carnival game." Nods at each and every one of everybody on the other side of the table, and maybe I'll see you investigating the lair of the Sphinx.
I think you might. I hope to see
Wonderful.
you there.
Oh, you will. And he, with a flourish and another flick of his hair out of a fucking shampoo commercial, he struts on out of the establishment.
Well,
And
that's
our
an
lives.
interesting experience. Guess we're gonna have to go to the carnival now.
Carnival barkers like Fern.
Yes.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, no, Wesley will say, yes, no, it appears we must go. And Skylar looks at them like, what?
Will admit he has given one of the more effluvial pitches I've heard from those tats.
I think it was a wonderful pitch, and I think we should just indulge him. At least a little bit.
Oh, God, must we?
I mean, as long as I can get a discount, it's bad.
It's kind of a little bit on Victor's face, like, who is this we?
Yeah, like, Skylar's
Yeah.
just like,
Fern smiles at Victor.
Look, I was planning to go anyways. Fuck, I went into the southern, you bitches, no!
Southern, everyone will be Southern eventually.
No, I want to do my weird Scott mix accent, please, dear God. I don't want to be Southern.
Accent?
well, I was hoping to do a bit of investigating. And then Wesley will say, oh, come on, Skylar. The crime will always be there. It's not like crime's going anywhere.
Plus, isn't a
And
carnival just a wonderful place to investigate things?
I guess.
Yes. Are
The
you
Barker
really
Gate
that
mentioned
great an
people watching
investigator?
is one of the appeals of
There might be someone who knows what's going on with whatever you're investigating. There's a lot of sorts of types in festivals. Or carnivals, I should say.
Don't you think that there's probably some criminals who are taking some fun time at the carnival?
Yes, no, but knowing my traveling companion here, they will actually have me participate in the carnival. And then Wesley just nods.
Good undercover work, friend.
Plus, you can't be working all the time. It's not good for you.
Watch me.
Yeah, I'll watch her die.
wow.
He just takes a sip of the juice.
That was a Sadija line right there.
Hey, they're from the woods. Oh shit, why is my...
What?
Hold on.
Sadija's not from the woods.
She is technically. She's from the Feywild. What are you talking about?
She grew up in Whitestone and Iman.
Well, she also was from the Feywild as a child. We're not getting into this.
That's a tangent.
Yes. We're playing Pathfinder.
I'm certainly going. I won't speak for anyone else.
I'm going.
Skylar talks, opens her mouth as if to protest, and then Wesley says, "Yes, no, we're going to." And Skylar kind of slumps.
Might as well. Not like I have anything else to do in this town, so...
Yeah, no, I was just kind of passing through and then figured I'd stop by for a little bit at least.
Victor is kind of like pushing like the spoon of the porridge kind of around. She hasn't eaten a lot.
Victor, of course you're coming with.
She looks at you.
Fern is smiling.
Just like kind of like almost like shocked that he would make that kind of statement. Like kind of like appalled by like the fucking guts of that.
Oh, we're gonna kill each other.
Well, I was considering going. I ain't seen this kind of thing like this for a long time. But now, someone's gonna make assumptions about what I'm doing. Maybe I won't.
Oh, don't be a spoil sport like that.
Oh, don't you give me that tone of voice, boy.
What kind of tone of voice? Oh no,
She looks around the table like, is anyone else fucking hearing this?
Yeah, Skylar looks.
No. The thing is, nobody else is fucking hearing it. That's a normal tone of voice.
Skylar just looks
Thank you.
very unamused.
That just looks comfortable.
It's a normal tone of voice.
Yeah. Sid hears so many voices in a day. It's fine.
When she doesn't get the visual response she's looking for, she kind of like just kind of like has this like moment of like, what the fuck, and looks over at Fern again, and it's just like, I don't think I like you.
Aww. Really? You know, lots of people like me. I don't like that. I don't like that. Fern does not like that. Fern does not like that.
Or Pathfinder insight check. Do lots of people like him?
I'm not gonna have you do an insight check at this moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Victor being the other person in this conversation make a sense of it?
Victor may.
It's a big question mark up here.
Sorry, we're not trying to. We're not actually trying to sound like that. It is unfortunately the way the character voice is coming out.
No, I
This
like
is
it.
meant
It's
to
very
sound.
fun. It's
This
very
is meant to
funny.
sound a lot more softer and even. We are just failing at doing it.
It's
15.
very good.
15. A lot of people like him.
I don't have to make anything for that, do I?
No, you don't. A lot of people
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah, a lot of people like me.
You just kind of like, right. Alright.
Kind of flicking the fan back and forth, looking at this conversation. Her face is very, her features are very, her expression is very neutral. But she's kind of flicking the fan open and closed. And there's
kind
also
of like
snip.
Victor just kind of like in this moment like is just like, I'm gonna just take a long drink of water and wish it was wine.
Does the way that, what was... Joe, what is your character's name again? I can't remember what you introduced. Aya. Is the way that Aya is maneuvering that fan seem like... like a royal thing, or like a nobility sort of thing to Soot? Like,
Make a knowledge nobility check.
wait, is there a knowledge nobility check? What?
Yes,
Yeah.
there is.
Oh my god, there...
Pathfinder has so many different kinds of
Okay.
Points in it.
Let me. Ooh, that's really high. That's an unnatural 20 for Soot.
Okay,
Jesus.
dirty 20 for knowledge nobility. The way she's flicking the fan does not seem, in your experience with nobility, to be any royal or like highly trained etiquette form of fan use. It does seem more that she's just flicking it because she has it, and it's sort of a habitual.
Okay.
So no.
Soot relaxes
Not
just a
royal.
little bit.
Victor puts the water down and she's like, not that I owe you anything, Mr. Fern, but I'll go to this carnival if I so desire, alright?
Alright.
Understood.
Understood.
Oh,
Terrifying, thank you.
I love them so much.
Yes.
God, I love...
I love the MLM Willow hostility here.
It's like this is just the energy. It's the Willow with the most hostility here.
I think Victor, like, once again looks around the table like, I'm not crazy, right? This is fucking weird.
Yeah.
No.
We still don't
Sorry.
sense anything weird, right? With the Fern?
You guys, this is just how conversations work.
I've made the thing, instead of the shaking hands, it's this.
Yeah, it's like Victor's clearly looking around to get a reaction from you guys, but you're not sure what reaction she's expecting.
Skylar's...
I does kind of respond to the looking around for reaction, just the little head bob nod.
Skylar's just squinting over at Fern.
Aya doesn't know.
Aya doesn't know, but here's the thing: Aya's sense for how conversations work is skewed slightly. So
okay.
She's just going to socially interact because she's seeing a pitch and like.
Fair.
Like, somebody
Okay.
wants me to respond. I will respond.
Okay, I know.
I know how to do this. I know how to respond.
Victor is considering if it's too. Yeah, she's still not getting a good reaction. Victor's like, okay.
Victor's getting gaslit immediately.
Oh yeah.
Ow.
Hey, Victor, I can't help it.
In a silly, goofy mood.
I will say that
Everyone else, I love the idea that for everybody else, like, this is normal. Victor is like, we're acting very strange to this. Like, Victor's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, Victor is a little bit the weird one.
considering Victor's stupidly fucking high sense motive, you can probably get that. I was thinking about something. She's mulling something over, but hasn't quite pinned anything down. She is, however, going to stand up and just, well, I'm going to get ready to go to the carnival. I won't speak for the rest of you.
I think I'm gonna get ready to go as well.
Yeah, Wesley will stand up and say, yes, no, I think I'll join you. And Skylar reaches for the last piece of bacon, but Wesley grabs it before they do and shoves it in her mouth.
Vibe check on what their relationship is?
It's a wonder you two get along.
Yeah.
Can I
Skylar
also get a vibe check on the
motive their
relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can sense motive their relationship, because...
Fern is also gonna do that just for fun. Just because it helps them out.
Soot
That's
is
only
not
a 12.
going to. He's just gonna leave it ambiguous. People's relationship.
That's an 11. Why?
Oh.
Am I gonna roll bad all the time?
Babe, you gotta start rolling
Pudgy.
with physical dice. The roll 20 does not like you.
Roll 20. Fucking
Use the ones you
just
got
Jesus
at
Christ, I'm grabbing dice.
Gatober.
What did you get, Joe?
23.
Oh, damn. Yeah, no, they have, like, best friends. They're more than business partners. They're more like best friends, I guess.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Friendly banter.
Like, almost no
best friends.
Yes, vaguely antagonistic. The thing is, it's like, Wesley knows exactly what buttons to push and pushes them, like, a lot is the thing.
Fair.
Friendly push.
Yes.
Just enough to where it's not enough to trigger anything terrible.
Yeah. And
Just
Skylar
needs
just
to be
puts
touched.
up with it.
Yeah, fair enough.
God's bless.
Yeah, no.
Alright, are y'all going to the carnival?
Yeah.
I assume we are.
Carnival time.
Alright.
Skylar makes to grab their briefcase. Wesley's like, no, you're gonna leave that here. And it's like,
Soon's taking everything with him. Which is not much, but it is everything.
Fern does not have a lot, so therefore takes everything.
Yeah. Same
Skylar
hat,
will lock
except...
sorry.
I was just gonna say
Skylar will
same.
lock the briefcase. Sorry.
Hey, you go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Skylar will lock the briefcase in the trunk, though.
Alrighty, easily done. So you guys can all make your way out of the Leaping Frog and down into the main thoroughfare of this part of town, where indeed you see circus shit.
Circus shit.
Circus shit.
Love it.
Oh, fantastic.
Circus shit.
So you are going to be starting over on the left side of the map if you guys want to
Drag ourselves.
drag yourselves onto it. Oh, you're so small. The map is so big.
No, it's the wrong color again.
I am glad though that meta-wise people are like, yeah, that's a weird conversation.
Yeah, that's a really weird conversation. Again, Aya's got some thoughts ticking, but she doesn't know Victor well enough to.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's going to be times in this game where meta-wise, your impression of a situation and your in-character impression of the situation are going to be very different, and I can, it's not a matter of, removing your agency for how you react, it's just the experience that your character is having is fundamentally different from what you are having as a player. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are all good enough role players to make that work.
Yeah, Skylar figured that was a normal conversation. They just did not like it.
I am justifying Aya's thoughts considering some of her Aya's thoughts are separate from my thoughts, but Aya has some
Mm,
All
Can
right.
does Fern is paying a little bit more attention to Aya.
Does Aya seem... Joe, is Aya thinking about Fern or is Aya thinking about Victor?
Aya's thinking about the cognitive dissonance.
It
She's thinking about how that looked normal, but Victor was
It didn't...
reacting in a way that was
Yeah.
do I
Victor
know
was
this?
definitely
quite
the odd man out in that conversation.
dissonance that she's noticing. Not quite as much what was being said or what was, but it's the dissonance. Does that make sense?
Does.
Yeah, I can't
Particularly
stop
considering,
that,
particularly
can I?
considering the whole "it desires to be coveted" aspect that she's.
That's... I can't quite see why you're making that one a connection, but you will explain it to me after, and I will get it. I'm just brain right now.
Yeah.
But you guys are in the Carnival Midway, and there are little tents, little game areas, up, sort of, not up, rather the opposite of up, down along this. There are these little tent areas that are full of what appear to be little carnival mini games. Is mini games the right word?
Sure.
Or is it just carnival games?
It would
Carnival
just be
games, mini
carnival
games.
games.
All right. So the first one you see is in fact the one manned by your lovely gentleman friend from earlier. A heavy, long-handled mallet leans against a 3-foot wide and 12-foot high wooden tower crowned with a stuffed lion's head. At the base is a lever attached to a puck that's going to slide up and down. The pole running the length of the tower is basically you hit with hammer, see if thing, hit bell at top. And your good buddy, whose name you did not catch, is leaning sort of casually against the tower as a human man ahead of you in line makes a relatively pathetic effort with the hammer, cusses, drops the hammer, leaves.
Cal snickers a little bit.
When the barker catches your eye as you all approach and the gentleman leaves, he says, "Ah, yes, yes. I knew you'd come. You here to try my game?"
Which area is this? A1, A7, A which A is this?
It's not an A. It's this little
Okay.
tent here. This first
Okay.
one.
Yeah, I think Wesley would make her way over there and Skylar would follow.
For
And
the low, low price of 1 copper piece, you are welcome to take a swing with this here mallet and see how strong you are and if you truly could be king of the carnival.
uh before Wesley takes her go, she'll look at Fire and say as if to say, "Did you want to go first or
You mean Cal?
Cal?" Yes, Cal.
Uh, Cal, just you can go first if you want.
I think okay, might as well. And they take off their coat, roll up their sleeves and hand the coat to Skylar. And I don't have a sheet for it. What do you think Wesley's modifier is, and what kind of role is this?
It is a strength check. I'd say it's I think they'd technically be a commoner. I'd give them a +2.
Okay. Let's see. Oh my fucking god, natural 19 +2, 21.
Nice.
Oh my
All right.
god.
I love that my
Yeah.
dice roll well for you, babe.
Yeah. They take the hammer, take a moment to she takes the hammer, takes a moment to like, get a feel for it, figure out where the best place to hold it is, since, just try and get a feel for its balance. And then she raises it above her head and brings it down with a deafening bang.
The bang may be deafening, but what is more deafening is when the puck shoots up to the top of the tower and strikes the lion's head. The roar from the lion is so loud it can be heard across the entire carnival. It shakes the tower, it rattles your eardrums.
Hmm.
It was loud.
Oh yeah, they would have handed over a copper piece beforehand. Or rather, one of Skylar's copper pieces, because I have 95. Yeah. I don't know how much gold Wesley has, but yeah.
You can easily do that. The Barker gentleman claps raucously and says, "Fantastic show. Truly, you are king of the carnival and you have earned your crown." He hands you a paper crown.
Yes.
Yo.
She
And,
kind of chuckles in amusement. Sorry, go ahead.
and a token that this can be redeemed for one of our prizes over at the prize booth on the other end of the carnival if you're interested, or you can keep it as a souvenir.
Oh, why would I want to keep that as a souvenir when I got this lovely crown? And then she turns to Skylar and says, "Bow before your king." And Skylar is like, "I will not bow before anyone. Thank you." And that was rather. I did not expect that result, but she'll hand the mallet to Cal and say, "Would you like to have a go?"
Thank you. Cal will step forward and grab the mallet. And rolls a let me see where my strength is. 22.
Nice.
22. Okay. So even slightly louder than the last time, bang, down comes the hammer, bang, up goes the puck, and the lion roars again, twice in quick succession. Clearly, nobody, even the carnival staff all around you, was expecting that, and the Barker looks astonished. He's never seen such remarkable feats of strength in such quick succession at his game. And he bows to you as he takes the hammer and says, "Well, truly, truly, you have what it takes. Here is your crown, my liege."
Cal takes the crown and winks at the Barker. You never did tell us your name, friend.
"Oh, I suppose I didn't. Well, maybe I would like to keep it mysterious. My name is Narthi. And yours?"
Calliope, but Cal to my friends.
"Oh, and may I call you Cal?"
I suppose you may, Narthi.
"Pleasure to meet you."
Pleasure's all mine.
This man looks thirsty, and not for a drink of water.
Good.
Goodness.
Everybody's needs to go to horny jail.
No, let me out.
No.
Narthi looks around at everybody and said, "Well, I'd offer the rest of you a try, but I'm not sure it's possible to top such a performance."
Oh, no, I could never.
Very impressive, though.
Not one to make myself a royal.
Fair enough, it's not for everyone.
I
Dude just kind
I
of
like
waves it
that.
off
I'm
with one
sorry.
hand.
That's a very good line, Ren.
Mine?
Yeah.
I want to say that. Yeah, that's very
Okay.
good. I just
Good.
want to
It
say
was
that.
very good.
Victor just kind of waves him off with one hand, like, yeah, like, no. And
Eh,
kind of looking around at other things, just like,
Yeah.
kind
What
of
else is
people
around?
watching, otherwise just kind of like,
Who had passive perceptions higher than, or at or higher than 14?
I
Skylar
gotta
I do.
see.
I am Skylar dead.
Where do I find
Callus,
passive perception?
Burns is 16.
Okay.
It's 10 plus your modifier.
Yeah.
Perception is wisdom, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
9. I have a negative ability modifier.
No.
L. Mans is just here for the ride.
Well, we've got at least 2 people who have that shit together.
The mouth.
There is here. I'm gonna put the little guy because he deserves to be there.
Sid is here just for the food and the fun. That's it.
There is standing, sort of perched up on this wagon in this corner, a human woman with brown skin, short cropped dark hair, just an outfit in similar style to many of the other carnival folk, darker colors, and she's sort of perched on the edge of the wagon, and she is watching the outcome of this game very carefully.
Which game?
And she seems to be enjoying herself thoroughly.
The one that we just did, or?
Yes.
Interesting.
I'll find her a little token and put her on the map.
Does this seem to be a game of more of the, like, skill or dexterity type of? Probably several.
Yeah. So
Want to talk about that?
a little bit
Alright.
farther down, there are. Hold on, I'm just trying to find a fucking
Oh, good. Oh, good.
token for this bitch, and I don't think I have one.
Oh no.
I want whoever is looking like that to notice me a little less.
Can I, like, do they seem like they have like if that they're just interested, or like they're interested that their feats of strength? Do they seem like they have ulterior motives? Do they seem shady or sketchy, or do they just seem like they're like just genuinely watching a game of feats of strength?
Make a sense motive.
Okay.
Can I also attempt that?
Yes, you may.
Yes, I
Uh,
also want to do that. I'm gonna roll
Anybody
with physical
can.
dice though.
I want to
not
find
very
the
high,
Sphinx.
not very high, just a 24.
I hate you,
Not
Jamie.
very high.
Sense 16.
16 as
16.
well. I think.
Alright.
Let me verify that.
All,
Yes.
all three of you look over and sort of try to gauge what this woman's intentions are. She does seem genuinely impressed by the two remarkably impressive feats of strength that just went down. And she seems to be watching with interest, sort of the odd collection of people. There's nothing malicious or dark in her gaze. She seems interested, but not like she's gonna be following you or has any ulterior motive. Just she saw that. She appreciated it.
he will remember this for later.
Be a fun tool to help us later.
She will this.
I want to find
Lucky
that
Victor.
Sphinx. I want to find it.
I
What
also
are
feel
these?
trying to find one of the like more dex kind of games.
Yeah. As you move a little farther down into the midway, just the next game over, there is a fucking dart throwing.
Nice.
With the little like thing set up so they'll flip over when you hit them, and like the different targets with bullseyes and things. And And there's a very young-looking halfling woman, although maybe it's just because she's so short that you think of her as young immediately, but she looks maybe late teens at the oldest, and she says, "All right, come to try your hands at the darts then."
I have, yes.
Well, 1 copper gets you 3 tries. You want to
Yeah.
go?
I will happily hand over the copper.
This young woman, she sort of flicks out 3 darts and juggles them briefly before passing them one by one to you, and then steps back and gestures to the broad range of targets.
Now, would this be an attack roll, or would this be just a dex check?
I think this would be an attack roll, but you can treat it like you would a monk weapon.
Dankeschön. I assume I'm not at any kind of range penalty?
No.
Okay. Okay, fine. I'm not going to roll it on the book. I'll roll it in the box. 19, 23,
Hits.
and an 11.
The 11 does not hit, but only because the first 2, you throw them in such quick succession, 1, 2, and then the third one, you've thrown it and there's no more target there because your first 2 knocked it over already. But the first 2 are bang on bullseyes, and the young halfling woman cheers and says, "Oh, wonderful, 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 wonderful. What a wonderful job. What a talented young woman you are."
Thank you. It's been a while since I've done
Truly,
something
truly remarkable, remarkable at darts. Do you practice?
It's been some time. I'm glad that I still have a bit of a knack for it.
Natural talent, then, just as I suspected. Well, you have earned yourself
a bit of a dramatic bow.
Wonderful. I love the energy. And she bestows upon you a shiny, shiny token worthy of being redeemed at the little prize booth.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what I'm imagining for the tokens, but I'm a little bit curious if you have something in mind.
I do not. Let's carry on.
I'm
I don't
imagining a
visualize
Chuck E. Cheese.
things.
Yes,
token.
same, babe, same.
It's not a Chuck E. Cheese token, but it's not a Chuck E. Cheese token, you know?
At the Ren Fair, at one of the Ren Fairs that I've been to, every year you get a little token to kind of signal what years you've been there. I don't think I have any of them anymore, but I did have like a sort of rough silver-colored. I don't remember what it had on it, but that's very much what I'm imagining for these.
Man, what
Cheese
sort of Ren
token.
fairs do you go to? I didn't get one of those.
I don't know why Roni Festival is like this. It just is.
I want to go to Ren Fest so bad.
A
Anyways.
festival for you.
Yeah.
She will step back and let anyone else who wants to have a.
Yeah. Skylar will step up and say, "Yes, no, I'll have a go then. Might not be too hard."
She does the same feel with the juggling of the darts. This time a little more intricate, a little fancier. She's showing off too. Aya's good, but she's better. And as she hands them to you one by one, she does a little flip in the air, but they land perfectly in your point safely away.
Is it plus dex or proficiency? How does that work? How does it work?
It is going to be a ranged weapon. It will be plus your dex weapon.
Okay. I wouldn't. Well, how do I plus my dex weapon? I wouldn't know how to.
Just add your dex to it.
Okay.
Proficiency bonuses don't.
Okay.
And your base attack bonus is not.
15 for the first one. Yeah, 14 for the second, and then 17 for the last one.
All right. So none of them are quite as strong as Aya's first two, but they're still a good showing. You have a different set of targets, and you go 1, 2, 3. A couple of them are a little sloppy, but it's still an impressive. Considering you're not much for dart,
Yeah.
you're proud of your showing. And so is the young halfling woman, and she cheers again, and she offers you a similar shiny token.
They'll thank the halfling woman, and then turn to look at Wesley smugly, and then Wesley is just not paying attention.
I think I'd like to
And
try
as
gold.
you are,
No, continue.
as you are standing here at this booth, from the next one over, another barker. This one a very, very tall woman with sort of I want to say skin that doesn't seem like she looks okay. Did I send you guys the screenshot of when my computer went grayscale?
No, you sent it to
No.
the chat, but
I saw it.
yes, you sent it to the other chat. I think didn't you find out how to fix it?
I did find out how to fix it. All right. So my computer was grayscale, but everything around it was still in color. This woman is grayscale, and everything around her is still in color, but she looks a little bit unusual because of it. There's no hue anywhere on her person. Even her clothing, she is dressed, and it's all grays, very, very unusual to look at. But she is shouting, and she says, "Who thinks they have the observational skills to challenge the one, the only Madam Mask? Come here, come here. Yes, you, sir, you, sir. Over here, yes, ma'am. Oh, this way, this way. I know you've got it in you. Come on, who thinks they can do it? Who thinks they can do it? Get over here. It's almost time for the one and only Madam Mask to reveal herself."
And this is observational skills?
Oh, that's what the barker said.
Okay, yeah. Skylar beelines right for that. This time dragging Wesley along.
Fern is interested.
Victor kind of chuckles at that.
Sit wants to try himself at darts before going over and following the rest of the group, because might as well follow people today.
Soot can go for the darts, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Three tries.
Yeah. Let's just roll dice. Let's see. First one. What is that? Oh, that's a natural one for the first one, unfortunately.
Oh,
No.
right.
You do stab yourself in the hand just a little bit, and the halfling woman like winces, and she's like, "Oh yeah, the other script by the other side."
Ah, got it. The second one is an 11 in total with my dex mod. That's great. What's the next one?
It does miss, unfortunately.
Ah, shit! It just
Soot
dropped my dice.
sucks.
Soot, not good. He is importantly a sorcerer, not of any ability. So, the last one isn't too bad. That's a 16.
The 16 does hit, and it's a very respectable hit as well. She does grant you a token for your efforts. You notice it's one more of a coppery material than the slightly shinier silvery ones that the other two got, but
Hey, it's a token. He's happy
it's
with
a
that.
token. You have a token. And do you follow, and does everybody else in the group sort of follow over to the setup where the Madam Mask game seems to be?
Cal has been sort of still gently flirting with Narthi, but as the group moves on, they,
Narthi has been flirting right back. And only pauses when somebody's actually interested in playing the game, which you notice it's notably fewer after you two just sort of absolutely demolished it. Everyone's like, well, I'm gonna feel stupid now. Those people were fucking buff.
Give them like 10 minutes, and they'll
Yeah. Once the turnover gets through, it'll be good. But yeah, Narthy's been flirting back happily this whole time.
Yeah.
I like to imagine some girls trying to, goad her boyfriend on to try testing his strength out. He's like, "What? Did you see those people? They're fucking ripped."
Yeah.
Like,
Babe,
Yeah,
I do not have gains like that. Are you kidding me?
Especially
Victor
since
will
Cal's
follow.
still just hanging around. But no, Cal does like see the group moving on and be like, "Well, I shouldn't let my new friends get too far ahead of me, but I'll see you around."
I bid you a very fond farewell.
And Cal does a little like brief touch of Narthy's hands and then heads to follow the group.
Excellent. The tension. You could cut it with a knife. So you guys arrive at this. This setup is a little bit different. There are 3 raised runways that meet at a point like an arrow beneath this brightly colored tent. And where the runways meet is a tall rectangular box covered in mirrors. Off to one side is sort of a podium where the barker was calling. And there are posters on signs sort of all around this area that depict an attractive woman in a provocative gown and silver mask. And it is labeled the lovely Madame Mask. Um, the In addition to you guys, there are probably 5 or 6 other individuals who are gathered around this area. And when the barker seems satisfied with how many people he has gathered, I have forgotten the pronouns of my barkers. She has gathered. Um, he jumps back up onto his podium, says, "Well, if you are all ready to see how sharp your eyes really are, may I introduce to you the one, the only, Madame Mask." And out from the mirrored box steps a very sort of curvy, shapely woman in a gown of red and black silk. Very little red and black silk, really, held together by ribbons in matching colors. She's adorned with all manner of scarves and necklaces, earrings, other jewelry. Her face is concealed by a very finely crafted silver mask that can only see her eyes shining out of it. Everything else of her face is covered. She waves to the crowd as she steps out and then walks down the center runway, pauses at the end, turns around again, and then walks back down the runway and steps back into her silver box. Now, after a moment, the barker says, "So, I think you've caught it. Now, find which one is the true, the real, the original. Well, perhaps not the original. Find who shares an object or item from the Madame Mask you just saw, spins the cabinet around, lights go flashing, opens it, and 3 different women step out, or same woman, different costumes. Very different costumes, each in a different dress. The one on the left is wearing a dress entirely of deep green and sort of costume jewelry to match. And the one in the middle is wearing all red. The one on the right is wearing bright blue and gold, kind of like Narthi. And they both step out of the box, all 3 of them step out of the box, and walk down the 3 different runways. You
Are they
guys,
all masked as well?
they are all masked. You cannot
Is it
see
the
her
same
face.
mask?
Same mask, but the mask is, when you look
and
at it's At a glance, it's a silver mask. As you look closer, you think the engravings on them are different. It's hard to tell.
And this would be a perception check, or do we each take turns saying how does this work?
Everybody make a perception check. The highest result will guess first, or guess correct.
That would be
Yeah.
funny. Hey, that's
Whatever 16 plus 8 is. I think that's like
23.
24, right? 24.
Oh, come on.
Sid didn't do as bad as I thought he would. That's with the
Okay.
negative to perception.
Can I make an argument for a sense motive check?
No.
Okay.
It is not sense motive. This woman, you cannot see anything of her face. Jesus Christ.
Wow. Wow.
So, I'm gonna say, because it's so low, everybody but Dutch and Victor. So that's gonna be Aya, Cal, Skylar, and Fern. You all notice at the same time the leftmost Madame Mask has around her wrist a delicate silver chain wrapped 3 times round with what appears to be a little green leaf charm hanging from it. And you remember that distinctly on the original. And you all call it out at the same time in your own words. But
Almost in unison.
almost in unison. So close that the Barker looks shocked and looks over at all you and sort of blinks in surprise, trying to parse who exactly said what, just kind of gesturing like, was it all, did you both, all of you, those ones, you? And as it worked out who said what and when, although she ultimately decides that all 4 of you said it at the same time, the cabinet opens again, and the original Madame Mask in her black and red silk steps out, removes the bracelet from her wrist, and compares it with the Madame Mask to her right, and they do appear to be identical. And she struts down the runway towards the 4 of you and plucks from her dress 4 ribbons and sort of lets them flutter into the crowd for each of you to catch it. And you see beneath her silver mask, she gives you a wink. And she steps back and back into her silver cabinet. The other Madame Masks vanish. And the Barker congratulates you.
Yeah.
Good job, everybody rolling fucking 24s and 23s. What's wrong with you?
That was funny.
Fucking stacked perception.
So it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. God.
Alright, as you guys, the last little tent here is the, outside has a sign, the all-seeing Hajek, which appears to be a fortune teller from what little you can see. The inside seems very dimly lit, but the tent is big enough to accommodate people if you would like to step in and try your hand at the fortune teller.
I would like
Yeah,
to.
no. One of Skylar's favorite things is like, you know how fortune tellers and the most in the real world do cold readings and like they notice things on you essentially like that, right? One of Skylar's favorite pastimes is ruining fortune tellers' day, so they'll definitely go.
Oh god.
Soot just likes it because he's like, I know it's a hoax, but it's very fun anyways. Tell me things, go on.
Oh.
Is there literally anything else to do?
Well, there's the traveling zoo. There's the Lair of the Sphinx,
Are there zebras at
and
the zoo?
there are no
At
zebras.
least them.
Did they used to be zebras?
You don't know.
And I make a perception check for zebras.
You make a perception check, and you hear the two people working at the traveling zoo saying, "Remember when we had zebras, and then that like cat boy and that cowboy came, and then we didn't have zebras anymore."
For
Released.
context, Fire, that is an actual event that happened in a different game.
Yeah.
I figured.
That
Two
was
of the characters.
that was a first date.
Cowboy Brian.
In my
Cowboy Jed.
in the first session that I ever hosted, they decided to let out zoo animals.
Mm-hmm.
In our defense, it was funny.
It was
was
funny.
In my defense, it was funny, and also the person keeping them was a cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, now the menagerie coast will slowly build up a small zebra population.
Hell yeah, we love that.
We love invasive species.
Yeah. I love that that's technically what they are now. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
If your cowboy can't introduce zebras as an invasive species, then what can he do?
Not that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Victor would much rather go hang out with the zoo.
All right. Victor, anybody else joining Victor at the zoo?
I think Aya will. She doesn't put much stock in fate.
Is everybody else going to the fortune teller?
Cal would like to see what they come up with.
Yeah.
As the fortune teller for someone like them.
For someone as confusing.
Very well. So, Cal, Skylar, and Soot all duck into the tent of the fortune teller. And inside sits an individual in dark purple robes, holding in one hand what appears to be a crystal ball of some kind, and in the other hand they appear to be holding a pen that is just gently scribbling at a pad of paper to the left of them. Nocturne, would your friend go with Victor and Aya to the traveling zoo, or would they go to the fortune teller?
The Sphinx at the zoo.
The Sphinx is near the zoo.
Oh, I'm caught between Fern wants to see the Sphinx versus I, the player, wants to see what happens when Fern meets a fortune teller.
I figure Victor kind of makes it seems like everyone's like interested in the Sphinx, and we'll wait for you all if that is the next group activity, but I will pass on the fortune teller, thank you.
Oh, I mean, I appreciate you saving the Sphinx for the group. Thank you. And Fern goes with the fortune telling group then. Okay.
All right. So you step inside, you see this figure in dark purple robes, crystal ball in one hand, scribbling a pen on a piece of paper on the other, and they look up and they say, "Hello."
Hello.
Yeah. Quick. Good afternoon. Oh, well, good morning, ma'am. And quick thing, as she looks at us, does it look like she's looking for context clues as to gather what she can glean from us, wedding rings, the state of our clothing, things that Skylar would do, except not as a fortune teller.
Make a sense motive check.
Yeah. 14 plus 11 for 25.
You look at this person, and they, their eyes are cloudy, milky white.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't,
That's why
you
Victor
can't,
was like, "Fuck this."
So-
you cannot see
Because it's
where
either
their
a
eyes are
scam
looking.
or it's legitimate, and neither of those Victor wants to interact with. And I, as particularly, like, it might be legitimate, and I don't want to know.
this is not a person Soot recognizes, correct?
This is not a person Soot
Okay.
recognizes.
Makes sense. We're good.
No, not yet.
Okay. Eyes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Come
The,
on.
the fortune teller sits with their scribbling pen and their crystal ball, and they say, What questions? What questions do you have for the all-seeing Hajek?
I will look to see if anyone wants to go first. Okay, then Skylar will take a seat across opposite of the all-sitting Penjack, and will say, I'm looking for someone very important to me, someone who's lost a long time ago. Where are they?
They pause, and their hand stills before the scribbling resumes at a much faster pace, and the crystal ball begins to glow ever so slightly. And they say, What you seek can be found on your path. Continue this direction. You're not from the coast. Continue this direction, towards the coast, towards the ocean, in the ocean, the ocean, the ocean.
Skylar will turn back to the group and say, do you mind if I ask one more, or would one of you rather go?
Go for it.
Go ahead. I'm realizing I don't actually have a question.
Yeah. Same conundrum here.
An eye and tentacles. What does it mean?
That which sees and that which grasps. That which watches and that which takes.
She looks satisfied but very displeased, as if that's something she was afraid of but had confirmed. And we'll say, okay, very well. How much do I owe you, ma'am?
2 copper.
She'll
And it's
hand
not
over,
man.
oh, mix, Olsing
Don't
Hajek.
bother.
Yes.
Thank you.
And they'll hand over a silver.
They sort of tilt their head towards Soot and say, And you, far traveler, what questions have you?
So we'll approach. Well, let's say here. How long will she continue following me?
The hand stills again, and then the scribbling resumes. Until you've proven yourself not worth following.
Damn. A friend
They
of
turn their head.
Oh,
Go ahead.
one more question.
Hmm.
A friend of mine left We parted ways once. How is he?
He's doing as well as anyone can in a world like. I hope that reassures you.
Yeah, yeah. He just nods.
Head turns to Cal.
Cal
And
waves.
you, fisherman.
Fair enough. Don't really know if I have any questions. Got any advice for me?
Keep your head up. You'll understand it all one day.
Fair enough.
And now...
Cal will drop 5 copper onto the...
Excellent.
So we'll do
and now... Good. Now they look to Fern.
Can I tell? I know if someone... you know. Do I? Do I know? Sorry, I can't say the thing.
You want to type the thing to me?
I will type the thing to you.
Thank you. They do say to you, hello, friend.
Hello. Hello, friend. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, friend.
Have you a question for me?
Oh, I do, but it's a little bit of a rude one. Not rude in the sense of it is an actually rude question, but it is a little mean to ask someone like you such questions.
Try me.
Who am I?
They pause, and this time it really does not seem like it's part of their bit, like with the stopping the scribble, starting the scribble, turning the crystal ball, which was very much following the same pattern before. They just sort of stop and look at you. And they don't look like they know quite what to do with that. And then they say, well, you're a friend.
Of course.
What more do you need to be?
Thank you. And Fern is gonna put a silver on the table for her troubles.
They yoink that bad boy.
I love that we've all vastly overpaid this person.
You have,
Well,
God bless.
Well, Fern was very rude to ask.
This bitch has no idea.
Yeah. Nah. Wasn't expecting her to. I just wanted to see what would happen.
Alright. You guys have experienced the all-seeing Hajek.
Hajek. God bless. Wait.
I as Parker now want Victor to walk in there, but Victor is like, oh, I don't trust that shit at all.
Victor's like, absolutely the fuck not. Because best case, you're a scammer.
Worst case.
Yeah, then I think at this point, Leslie will drag Skylar to join Aya and Victor at the zoo.
What is the zoo like, by the way? What has the zoo been like?
What is this?
Okay. The traveling zoo. It's, a portable fence of posts and ropes sort of cordon off the area. There's wagons that sort of serve as the animal cages with some haystacks piled between them. And you are free. It's free to enter the zoo. There are some rather intriguing areas. There's a cage labeled as a baby dragon. There is a cage labeled as a manticore, with parentheses, tail spikes removed. And there are some that are less mystical, but still exotic, some birds that aren't native to this region, a very, very big snake. And
I get just a quick check on, like, is this legit?
you can make a nature check.
They're like baby dragon, and Victor's like, is it like a dragon, or did you stick some like fake wings on a Komodo dragon? Like,
make a nature check.
That's a 15.
15. Will let you know what you know about this type of dragon.
Cal is just gonna go over to the dragon and quote unquote dragon.
I presume this is before, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Victor just kind of looks down at this baby dragon, and then there's just a little bit of like a smirk, and she's like, oh, alright. Doesn't say much else than that.
What kind
However,
of
with a 15, looking over at the manticore cage to the left, you've never seen a manticore in person. But this looks like a manticore. This looks like a fucking manticore, boys.
Victor's head kind of tilts. And Aya, she says to you, Aya, just kind of like, don't know if that's entirely safe or ethical.
Probably best not to get too close.
It doesn't appear to have tail spikes.
What was that?
It does not appear to have tail spikes.
Well,
Yeah.
sure, but also it is a baby manticore.
True and real.
Caution is more advisable.
Again, there's that little kind of noise of sort of partially opening and closing the fan. What kind of birds are there?
I don't know bird breeds or bird names. There are colorful ones and small ones and big ones.
Yeah, I think she's just going to make her way sort of over the birds, and a noise that I cannot recreate. I had managed to get it, but it was very quiet, so I won't be able to do it loud enough for her.
You bird chittering at them?
Not quite. It's sort of a low, a whistle with an uptick at it. Again, I can't do it loud enough to get it to pick up for the mic, but I was kind of fucking this. A little bit of a...
The birds definitely say hello back.
Yep.
Fancy yourself a bird whisperer there, Miss Aya.
Could say that. The fan comes up again, like she's hiding her expression. Always been very fond of them. I've not quite seen something as colorful as this, though. And I think she kind of pauses and always loud. Because unfortunately, tropical birds are loud.
They are loud as fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of rubbing at the edge of her ear. No, fair enough, fair enough.
No, I don't know much about wild. Wasn't exactly my interest in school.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pretty. They all loud though.
Oh, yes. I would not recommend getting close unless you want to get bitten.
I will keep my hands in my pockets.
So what then were your interests? If wildlife were not among them.
She kind of worries at a lip for a second, like she's considering something.
Oh, I know it's none of my business. I just figured conversation. There's kind of a tilt of the head and
I'm more of a social sciences type of gal, I suppose. History, anthropology, did some arcane studies. Spent a lot of time pursuing a geology interest. And it's kind of a laughter under that one.
so she kind of there's a little bit of a brow furrow that she's trying to figure out. Cultures and stones? I never had much of a formal education.
Yeah, that'd be it. I never went to college. Never finished off in this little degree. Started traveling before that.
Well,
Not
that's
so
sort of a
much. I was a big reader as a kid, though. Not so much with the stones anymore.
little polite nod and probably this is sort of as they're keeping walking.
Yeah, and sort of at this point, you guys are sort of towards the back of the traveling zoo. The rest of you from the fortune teller are all sort of coming in. At the front, there is another person dressed in a humanoid person dressed in carnival clothes, but they have they're very short for your typical medium creature, and they have absolutely massive, massive ears that okay. You guys know Dumbo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This person is flying with their ears
Oh my god.
and doing sort of aerial acrobatics outside the traveling zoo to raucous cheers and whoops from the crowd who had clearly been begging for some kind of a show. And as you all pause, sort of watch this, you hear from inside the zoo, and Aya and Victor, you hear from behind you towards the entrance a crash and a scream. And it's 11:15, so we're gonna end session.
Oh no.
Yeah, I figured it was late.
Yeah.
Thank you for game PK. That was
Thank
fun.
you so
Yay,
much.
thank you.
Game.
And
Oh
next
my
week we have
goodness.
boat.
Boat.
Pathfinder. Yes. So in 2 weeks, you guys will uncover the mystery of the well.
Boom,
What
crash,
race is
the
that guy? What
crash.
the heck?
That is a Hanadi.
Huh, they look neat.
Also, I hope that Soot's accent wasn't fucking terrible. I tried.
Soot is so good.
I love
That
Foot.
is good.
My beloved.
Sorry, Parker.
I'm glad I'm
It's
finally got to meet
okay.
everyone's
So
characters.
Yeah. Oh,
I
it was
apologize.
fun.
I feel kind of bad as well for your friend because there's obviously a vibe going on and Victor's just like, oh.
Your friend is your friend. No matter what way that plays out.
I like your friend a lot.
Mm.
And I really like Cal as well. Oh my gosh.
How the milk? Not expecting the milk. Gonna be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, good milk.